Cris is baptized. When Sunday morning came, Mrs. Attucks had a hard job. She tried to get the children to dress quickly for church. "I'm ready, Mother," Phoebe reported. "You look very nice," said her mother. "Sit on the stool and don't move." She patted Phoebe's snow-white bonnet and smiled. "Come, Rachel." Phoebe took her doll and went to sit beside her father. He was watching Cris, who had a rebellious look on his face. "I don't like this suit and I don't want to go to church," Cris was saying as his mother helped him to dress. She pretended not to hear. "Now you're ready," she said at last with a proud smile. "You look just right, son." "I don't want to go," Cris said again. "We must do many things we don't like, Crispus," said his mother firmly. She smoothed her dress and picked up her Bible. "Come, children," Prince said. He went outdoors and the others followed him. The church bell was ringing. When the members of the Attucks family reached the church, all the slaves sat in the gallery and the white people sat in the big room below. "I see Tom down there," Cris whispered to his mother on the way to his seat. "Why can't I sit down there with him?" "You have to sit here, because this is our part of the church," answered his mother. "The part down there is for Mr. Buckminster and other white people. Climb into your seat and be quiet. The service will soon begin." At last, Cris settled down between his father and mother. A janitor closed the church doors and everyone was quiet. The minister climbed the 5 steps to his pulpit in one end of the building. Before him stood a small hourglass filled with sand. When he began his sermon, he turned the glass up and preached until the last grain of sand had run through. In front of the pulpit sat the elders with the stern faces facing the congregation. In front of the elders sat the deacons, also with stern faces. The chief elder arose and stood stiffly. Then he looked up into the gallery and spoke loudly to the congregation. "Today we have the baptism of Crispus Attucks. He comes through arrangements made by Deacon Buckminster. Will the parents bring the child down from the gallery?" Proudly, Prince and his wife arose and motioned for Cris to come with them. Cris hesitated, obeyed silently, and followed them down to the main floor of the church. When Prince and his wife and Cris reached the main floor, the elder continued, "Will Colonel and Mrs. Buckminster come forward?" The colonel and his wife arose and came to the front of the church. Then the elder said, "This child has been taught to keep the Sabbath and to observe civil order. He is a descendant of the praying Indians." The elder stepped back and the minister moved forward to face the little group. Cris looked at Colonel and Mrs. Buckminster and noticed that they were smiling. He looked at his parents and noticed that they also were smiling. There, standing downstairs in front of the congregation, he felt important and began to smile too. Somehow he liked the ceremony. The minister sprinkled water on Chris's head and spoke the necessary words. He put his hands gently on Chris's head and prayed. Then Cris and his parents made their way back to the gallery. A murmur of approval went through the white members of the church. The slaves were silent, but showed that they approved too. On the way home, Cris was very quiet. When he reached the house, he went to bed and took off his white suit. "You know, I really felt important today at church," he said. "I made a fuss about something that was really nice. I enjoyed being baptized, Father." "I'm glad you did," said Prince. Sunday was a quiet day in the Tucks house. It was a quiet day in every home on the Colonel's big farm and in the whole town of Framingham. After long hours at church, people went home to eat, read the Bible, sing hymns, and to pray. The people did no work except things that were absolutely necessary. Women set tables and brought out food to eat, but let the soiled dishes go until Monday. Men took care of the animals and milked the cows, but did nothing else. Cris enjoyed the Sunday of his baptism more than he enjoyed most Sundays. Several times his parents had to remind him that this was Sunday and that he was not to laugh or play. He felt like doing both. "Being baptized is a serious matter, son," Prince said as they were milking the cows. "I know, Father, but I feel good all over. I guess I feel grown up." Prince smiled. "Yes, everyone was proud of you. Your mother was proud. Phoebe was proud. Everybody in the church was proud." "And I was proud," said Cris. "Sometime I want Mother to tell me about the praying Indians. Do you think she could tonight?" "She might. It's time that you should know." "Well, I'll ask her," said Cris.